Hello everyone! I am so excited about today's video for so many reasons. We are doing a pregnancy Q&A and I can't wait to answer your questions. A big reason that I'm excited about today's video is because of all of the questions and support and love that you have shown to us. I can't tell you how grateful I am for all of you. When the questions started coming in, it made me cry. I just am so grateful to be sharing all of this with you guys, and I'm so happy that you're right here with me, and it was just an overwhelming moment. It just made me really, really happy, and I can't thank you enough. So let's hop into questions. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can, as quickly as I can. I'm starting with Twitter questions, and the first question is from Jillian Fitz. Will this be your last baby? And what gender do you think the baby is? So before I got pregnant, I thought that I definitely wanted 2 more babies. I love the thought of having 5 babies, although I've always wanted 4. Just the thought of only having 1 more baby makes my heart ache a little bit. I just want to keep having kids. I love my children. I love having them around me. To think of not having kids at home makes me really sad, and I just feel like I have a lot of love to give to my children. And even when I found out I was pregnant with this one, I was so grateful and so excited, but it just made me realize this really could be the last time that I take a pregnancy test and it is positive and we experience this journey. And that made me really emotional. And then I started getting really, really sick. I know that I can get through it. I know that I'm going to have bad days where I'm sick and good days where I feel better. But overall, I don't feel like I'm a good mom to my children that I already have. I am feeling really good today, which makes me think I could do this again. I also don't want to be stretched too thin as a mom. I have children in such different age groups that I want to be able to give my full attention to Braylee with what she needs, and with Gage with what he needs, and with Winston as a toddler, and now with the new baby coming. I just want to be very involved with each of my children, and I don't want to feel overwhelmed like I just can't be to everything and do everything. So 4 seems like a very great number, and we'll just see what happens in the future. As far as the gender, again, I don't want to find out, but it is getting a little bit harder. I was looking at baby clothes the other day and I was like, maybe I do want to find out, looking through all the different clothes. I don't have an inkling towards one or the other. Some days I feel like I'm definitely having a girl. Some days I feel like a boy, but overall I feel very neutral about it. I just don't know. The next question is from Shannon Bylina. I hope I'm saying that right. What do you think is going to be the most challenging part once your baby comes? I think I'm just so excited. I can't even think of challenging things, but I do think that, like I just mentioned before, making sure that I'm giving all of my kids enough attention, because they are at such crucial ages and in so many different places, that I think that will be the most challenging thing, is giving so much of myself to a new baby who requires that attention, but then also giving it in every other direction. I think that will be challenging, but I'm definitely up for the challenge. Thankfully, we will almost be into the summertime, which is much more relaxed. We don't have school and homework and all of those things. So I do think that the timing is very, very great, because we can ease into it and get into a routine before school starts up again. The next question is from Nina Tripp. Do you think you're gonna have a belly cast or no? I've never thought about that. I've never done it before. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think I will. I don't know what I would do with it. Although, it is so beautiful to capture your pregnancy. But I think what I will do this time that I haven't done previously is maternity pictures. I really wanted to do them with Winston, and I just didn't get around to it. So that is definitely something that I will be doing, is maternity pictures. But I don't think that I'll be doing a belly cast. I don't know though. Maybe. Okay, the next question is from Brianna Blackchief. Do you have any names in mind for the baby? I do have a list of names. I want my children's names to all end in a different sound. So I have Braylee, Gage, and Winston. So I really want the name to end in an A or in an R. Those are the sounds that I really, really like. I have a list of names, and I do want to reveal that list. We just need to narrow it down. Casey and I have the hardest time agreeing on names. It is definitely something that has never been easy, besides with Winston. With Braylee and Gage, we named them as we were leaving the hospital, when it was like, you have to name this child. We did agree on a few and we had a list, but it was just like, what are we going to name this child? I don't know. And then with Winston, Casey mentioned the name Winston and I was like, I don't know. And then I just fell in love with it and it just stuck. The baby was Winston the whole time and that was so much fun. I loved that. So I don't know, I hope to narrow it down and I definitely want to reveal that, especially if we don't reveal the gender. I want to at least have a list of names and see what you guys think. I don't know, it's always hard with a name. I was dead set on Winston and I didn't want to hear anyone else's opinions because I did get some negative opinions from my family and that was like heartbreaking to me when you're just set on a name and you love it and people are like, oh, I don't know. It's always hard to hear. So I don't know, we might just reveal a list. We'll see. Oh, I love this. Okay, the next question is from Emmy and she asks, are you going to make Winston and him or her wear matching clothes? I think it would be adorable. Absolutely, yes, I am going to do that. I would do it with every single one of my kids. I love matching Winston and Gage. And Gage is a really good sport about it. I usually let him pick out the clothes and then I try to find a matching outfit for Winston. And he still thinks it's like, it's okay. And I think it's the most adorable thing as well. So I definitely will. The funny thing about that is when I first found out I was pregnant, Casey said, it's a boy. And I think I was just in boy mode that I actually got on to order 3 matching clothes for Gage, Winston, and the baby. I was getting ready to buy it and then I realized, I don't even know if this is a boy. It could be a girl. And not that the girl couldn't dress the same, but I do really, really want as many of my children to match as possible. If I could get them all in matching outfits, it would be like the greatest thing. Every single day, all of my kids dress the same. But definitely Winston and the baby will be super, super cute. And it's so easy to match our outfits now, so I will definitely be doing that. Next question is from Taz Ketchum. Do you think you'd ever let the kids name the baby? Actually, there's a name that Braylee really likes for a little baby girl that I really, really love, and it's definitely on the list, and it's probably at the very top of the list. Gage wanted to name the baby Skittle, so I don't know if we would go with that one. And Winston isn't really talking, so he can't name the baby. But any name that my kid throws out there, if it's a real name, I would definitely put on the list and consider it. Braylee did really like the name Gage when we were pregnant with Gage, and that was fun. She did originally want to name the baby Bart Debbie because those were her babysitters. So kids always throw out the funniest names that just make me laugh. But if they did throw out a name that they really, really liked, I would definitely put it on the list of names. Next question is from Abigail Dermis. Are you planning to have another C-section? This is a question that I get asked often, and I also get a lot of people asking, like, why would you do that? At this point, it's not a choice. I have to have a C-section because I've already had 3 previous C-sections. And it wasn't a choice with Braylee. I didn't have a choice. My pregnancy or my delivery just wasn't progressing and it was terrible and awful. Her heart rate dropped and we had to do an emergency C-section. So there was no choice with that. And then when I was getting ready to have Gage, I was just kind of traumatized by what I went through with Braylee and did not want the chance of going through that again. It was awful and terrible. So I did choose to have another C-section when I was having Gage. There are different risks that come along with doing a VBAC, and I just didn't want to worry about any of that or stress about it. I knew what to expect and I felt comfortable with my decision. When I went to have Winston, I was in California and I didn't think that it would be an option. I'd always been told if you have 2 C-sections, you have to have another C-section. So all along I planned on having a C-section, and then I talked to a doctor who really thought that I should try a VBAC. And I thought about it for a while and it was stressing me out. Like thinking about doing that just caused so much stress and worry and made me just feel unsure about everything that I was too stressed out about that I just thought I'm just going to have a C-section. I know what to expect. I know how it will go. I've always had a great experience with my C-sections. And so then again, I did choose to have another C-section. Again, there are just risks with a VBAC and it's not always going to work. My body didn't progress at all with Braylee, so the chances of that happening again are just too high, I think. And you also can't be induced. Your body has to go into labor naturally, and it was just too stressful. So I did choose to have another C-section, which I am happy with. It went so smoothly. It was the best delivery. And so at this point, I have no choice. I will definitely be having another C-section. Next one is from Katie Powell. Do you see a bump yet? I definitely do see a bump, and it's so different throughout the day. In the morning, if I stand up, you can't really see a bump, but if I lay down, you can definitely see exactly where the baby is, which is very exciting. I always love the morning time. And then by the evening or bedtime, my belly is so big because of all of the food that I've been eating. It just kind of pushes everything out a little bit more. So I am seeing a little bit of a baby bump. I'm definitely showing faster this time than I did with Winston, which just seems kind of crazy. I didn't expect to be showing so quickly, but it's also exciting and the kids love it. So that has been a lot of fun to see their excitement when they see my belly, especially Gage. He's been really, really cute. So I am seeing a little bit of a bump, but it's not super, super big yet. But I have a feeling it won't be long and everyone will be seeing the bump. This question is from Jessica Olinsky. Any weird cravings? I think that I just crave a weird combination of things. I'm definitely craving sweets, as in like donuts, pastries, scones. I love carbs right now. I just want to eat all of the carbs that I can see, which has been just not the healthiest choice, but I definitely crave those things. I'm also craving, this is probably the weirdest thing because I dislike this normally and I don't know why I'm craving it while I'm pregnant, and that is diet soda. I've never liked the taste of diet soda. I would never have chosen to drink diet soda, but this pregnancy I've really been craving it and wanting that. It settles my stomach, and I've tried to just drink regular soda, but it's too sweet, which is so crazy because I've been craving sweets. I really try not to drink much of it because I know it's not good for me, but every once in a while I will give in and have a little diet soda. Another craving that I have had recently that I just saw a picture when I was pregnant with Winston and I was craving this too is artichoke and asparagus. So I've been craving those two things, which is good. I'm like trying to buy as much of that and fill up on that before I want to go and eat a whole pack of donuts or muffins or any of those things. So I'm very, very grateful that I'm now craving something that is healthy, and I've been trying to eat it every single day. And yeah, so those are probably the three things that I've been craving the most. I'm finally craving water and I'm able to keep it down. So that is something else that I've been trying to do, is just drink a lot of water. Okay, now I'm switching over to Facebook. And this question is from Emily Victoria Nick. When is your baby due and what are you naming your baby? So I kind of already answered this. I don't have a set name, but I will be revealing a list. And my due date is April 28th, 2017, which is also Winston's birthday and was my grandpa's birthday. Anastasia Marie asks, you mentioned having some anxiety about adding another child to the family. Can you talk about this? How do you deal with feelings of being overwhelmed versus longing to add to your family? I would love to have another baby ASAP, but I'm worried that my heart won't have enough room to love another child as much as my first. LOL. I totally understand that feeling of not knowing if there's room in your heart for another child, because when you have one, it's like you love them with everything inside of you, every ounce of everything that you have. You just love this child. I remember feeling that for Braylee. And for the longest time, not even wanting any more kids, because I was just like, I love her. She is enough for me. She's the greatest thing in the entire world. And she is, and I still feel that way. And even when I was pregnant with Gage, I remember my heart kind of aching a little bit, thinking like, she's not going to be my only one. I'm not going to be able to give all of my attention to her, and it was really, really hard for me. I did really want to have Gage at that point, and I was so excited. It was exciting to have her and know that I was going to be adding to my family, but it was still this like weird feeling. And I realized the second that I had Gage that you have room in your heart because your heart just grows. The love that you have inside just grows, and it is the most incredible feeling to add to your family and to feel that. Just your heart growing and the love that you have for your family growing and the love that your whole entire family has together just grows, and it's the most amazing thing. And then just to make your heart grow even more, watching your children play together and interact together, watching your first child make your baby laugh and giggle, that is like the most incredible moment. I remember when I had Gage and Braylee and Gage started playing together, just being so sad that I didn't give that to Braylee earlier because of fears that I had. but it really is the most magical thing to continue adding to your family. But I do understand that stress and worry, and I think that that is something that has helped me deal with the anxiety that I've had. My anxiety has definitely went away. I don't feel anxious anymore about this. I do just know that it's going to take a little more from me. But as far as my heart and my love growing, I just can't wait for it to grow even more. I love my children so much, and I just can't wait to add to my family. I was just thinking today about the holidays next year and having my whole family together, and it will just be the best thing when we're all together and we all just love each other, and I can't wait. So don't worry, it's normal to feel that way, but I promise that your heart will just grow so much more. I feel bad looking through the questions on Facebook. A lot of them are similar to the ones that I've already answered. This one is from Patty Fleet. Are you feeling as sick as you were with Winston, or better or worse? I'm definitely not as sick as I was with Winston. That was a terrible, terrible experience, and nothing made me feel better. And it lasted my whole entire pregnancy. It was super, super hard. And I'm definitely not as sick as I was with Winston, which is something that I keep reminding myself, like, yes, you're sick, but it could be worse. You got through that. You can get through this. I have started feeling a little bit better. I definitely have not been throwing up as much, which has been like, oh, the best feeling ever. My medicine works pretty well. I do get a little nauseous, and mostly I just don't feel like myself. I just feel like, ugh, which is not a fun feeling, but I definitely feel better than I did with Winston. Caroline Bodie asks, what was your motivation for not wanting to know the sex of the baby, since you did know with the other pregnancies? So with my other 3 pregnancies, I thought it was like the craziest thing to not find out what the gender of your baby was. Like, why would anyone do that? You have the ability to know the gender of your baby. Why wouldn't you want to know the gender of your baby? You can just find out, and then you can plan, you can have everything ready. So when I found out I was pregnant with this baby, I don't know what it was, but I just didn't want to know. I know that I have a girl and 2 boys, and I'm so, so happy with that. And with Winston, I kind of thought he was a girl. I had a lot of people saying, I think the baby's a girl. And I kind of had it in my head that Winston was a girl. And so when I found out he was a boy, I was kind of like, oh. And I wasn't disappointed, but it was just this feeling of, oh, everything that I thought is now different. And I kind of had to change my mindset, and I didn't like that, especially once Winston got here. I mean, I was so excited to have another boy after we found out, and we started planning and buying outfits, and I was so excited and ready for him, and holding him and watching him be a part of our family. I can't imagine if he was a girl. Like, he's just been the perfect little fit to our family. So I know that no matter what this baby is, it will be a perfect fit, and I'm really excited to know if it's a boy or a girl. I just don't want to find out. I just think that it will be fun to have a surprise. Like I mentioned, this is probably going to be our last baby, and I just think it would be fun to do something different. Like I said, I'm with everyone who was like, that's crazy not to find out, because I felt the same way. But I don't know, it's just like, it was just something that hit me, and I just thought, I don't want to know. But Casey really does, and the kids really do. But I do think that if I say, like, I don't want to, that everyone will be okay with that. This question kind of goes along with that one. It's from Ashley Owens. I know y'all don't care as long as it's a healthy baby, but what do you and Casey and the kids want? I honestly don't care at all. I would be extremely happy to get another boy, extremely happy to get another girl. I've been in boy mode, just doing boy things, that I feel like it would just be really easy to have another boy and to keep going in boy mode. But I do think it would be fun to have a little girl and go back to, baby dolls and the different things that Braylee liked. I mean, I'm not saying that my little girl won't want to be a Ninja Turtle with Winston, because chances are she will, and I will love that. But I just think it would be fun to have a little girl and dress a little girl again. And, there are just a lot of fun things that come with having both. So I really will be happy either way. Casey wants another boy. I think for a lot of reasons. It has changed his mind having a little girl that's going to be a teenager, and all the worry that comes with that, especially as a dad. So Casey is voting for a boy. Gage goes back and forth. Sometimes he'll say, I really would like a baby sister, and then sometimes he says that he would love another brother. Braylee also goes back and forth, but I know that she wants a baby sister, and I think that it would be really fun for her to have a baby sister. They will be really far apart in age, But I am 8 years older than my little sister Markel, and she's one of my very best friends, and we're so, so close. So I know that no matter what, they'll be close, and I just think that it's so special to have a sister. So I do think that Braylee does want a sister, but she would be happy with her brother too. Okay, the last question for today is from Allie Marie Main. When you were younger, what was the number of kids you dreamed about? When I was younger, I always wanted 4 kids, and I don't know if it's because my family has 4 kids, but that is just a number that stuck with me. I always wanted to have 4, and then I met Casey, and he comes from a family of 4, and he also wanted a family of 4 or 5. And then we had one child, and we realized, oh, this is a lot of work. This isn't just like, I'm gonna have all these kids and it's gonna be fine and everything's gonna run smoothly. You realize once you have a child that you are the parent and you have to take care of this child for the rest of its life, and you love this child so much and you care so much, and you know, it's kind of scary when you have your first child to realize the responsibility of another human being. It's a beautiful, wonderful, amazing thing that I have loved, but I know after we had one, Casey was like, maybe we should have one. Maybe we should focus on this one. And then with each child, Casey has been like hesitant to have another one, but he is such a great dad and they love him, and he's just so great. He plays with them. He's great at making them understand where he's coming from. So I know having 4 is going to be the best thing, and I know that he's really, really excited, but he definitely does not want 5. I, however, kind of flipped. I didn't ever want more than 4, but I would really love to have 5 kids. But I'm definitely going to be happy with 4. And we'll see. I've heard a lot of people say that they knew when they had their baby that it was the last one. And so I'm really anxious when I hold that baby if I'm going to feel like my family is complete, we're all here and I'm happy and, you know, this is us, or if I'm going to hold that baby and think, there are more children for me. You know, that's always just like a funny thing. I didn't feel that way after I had Braylee. I mean, I always knew that I wanted more, but I didn't have a strong feeling like I have to have another baby. As soon as we got home from the hospital and I was holding Gage, I had the most overwhelming feeling that I had to have another baby. It was just the craziest thing that came over me. And so I just wanted Winston from that moment on. I knew that we had another one that was meant to be in our family, and my heart just ached for him until we got him. And then after having Winston, I just felt so happy with him that I knew that I wanted more, but it wasn't that overwhelming pulling feeling. But I definitely knew that I wanted to have more. And so I'm anxious to see how I feel with this one. I hope that I was able to answer most of your questions. If not, I will try to next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.